What is up, everyone? It is what is today? Wednesday, February 4th. Oh, the days are all running together right now. It's 2026. I know that's true. But it's February 4th. It's Wednesday night. Haven't podcasted in a couple of weeks. Still running my quick hits here. Still running my little quick hit podcast on my own, waiting for Rich to take care of what he's got to take care of with his family and then come back. So I am going to give you a quick update of where I am after 2 weeks. I will say I am purposely holding back a few things because I want to talk to them. I want to talk to Rich about these things. You know, this podcast is definitely better when it's a conversation instead of me just blathering on for a half an hour. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to run you through my last couple of weeks, give you an idea where I am with book 2. I will say that it's a new month. And anytime it's a new month, I like to do a overview of where I am with these books. Because I really haven't published my last one since May of 2023. So that's almost 3 years ago. So what I did was I did not want to just publish book 2 and then write book 3 and publish book 3 and write book 4 and publish book 4 and so on. I wanted to make a story out of the whole thing. I wanted it to be like one long running story, almost like a season of a TV show, like a 9-episode TV show. Maybe even, we could even say 13 because I've got some novellas sprinkled in there too. So what I did was I wrote book 2, started editing it, and then at the end of 2023, Rich and I started talking about goals for 2024. And that's when I kind of decided I'm just going to write. I'm not going to publish anything. I'm not going to edit anything. I'm literally just going to write as much as I can. And I wrote about 210,000 words. And then in 2025, I wrote another 145,000 words. So that 360,000 words, whatever, ended up being I had the edited version of book 2. Then I had the first drafts of book 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 in the series. I also had a new prequel novella, book 0.5, which takes place about 10 years before the events of book 1. And then I have book 1.5. Now, I had already written a book 1.5. It was a kind of a free giveaway on Book Funnel, but I didn't really like it, so I haven't pulled it down yet. It's still there, but nobody's buying my book, so it's okay. And I replotted it and rewrote it. Most of it is new. I think the beginning and the end are the same, but the rest of it is brand new. I also wrote book 7.5, which is going to be what gets people from the end of book 7 into book 8. And I have a plot for book 4.5, but I haven't written it yet. It's the only thing that I haven't written so far in this 13-book series. It's going to go like this. 0.5, 1, which is already published, 1.5, 2, 3, 3.5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5, 8, 9. All of the 0.5s are going to be free giveaways at the end of books. The 0.5 is going to be something I put up on Book Funnel and run in as many promos as I can. That's the plan. I have, let's see, who's working with me here. I have 100 covers doing covers for me. I have the greatest editor in the world, Super Editor C. Her contact details are going to be in the show notes. Just Google CB, like the letters, C as in cat, B as in boy, CB Moore, Moore, and you can find her website. She's the best. And I'll talk about why she's the best as I go through my week. And then I've got I got somebody that I met through Reedsy, a marketer. Her name is Ellie. And I'm going to have conversations with her once a month. And it's obviously costing me money. She's not doing it for free. But once a month, I'm going to have a conversation with her. It's an hour. It's a 60-minute conversation pretty much about anything that I want. I'm going to kind of make the agenda. And it's usually going to revolve around marketing or how to release a book. What do I do with my newsletter? I really want someone to hold my hand through this process. So that's kind of what I got working for me right now. Where I am right now as we speak is I'm still working on the rewrite of book 2. I sent it to my developmental editor, C, back in December. She sent it back to me about a week later before Christmas and gave me a whole bunch of pointers, told me that my subplot, my cold case murder subplot wasn't good enough. She gave me a lot of suggestions for that. I was really struggling as I emailed back and forth with her. I was really struggling with getting it right. And I would send her an email with like 6 or 7 paragraphs of questions and comments, and then she would send me something back that was like 14 or 15 paragraphs, and it was a bit overwhelming to me. I really needed to slow down. And that's where I stood as of 2 weeks ago when I did this podcast. I think I said that I was a little bit frustrated. I wasn't really frustrated. I was just overwhelmed. A lot of information I'm trying to get right. And it was a struggle. So in terms of stats, let me go into my stats. In terms of stats for this week, I have nothing. I have no new stats, no word count this year, no words per hour, no no overall words for the year, whatever. And that's because I haven't done any writing. I'm literally just trying to replot this. If you remember back to my goal, if you didn't listen to our 2026 goals, one of the goals I have is to write 45,000 new words this year. And that 45,000 is really just book 4.5 at some time later in the year. And then in my spare time, I kind of want to write something different that's not in this genre, not in this series, no nothing. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I put it on there because I don't want to not write. I don't want to stop writing completely while I do all this editing. So my goal was to begin writing. I kind of did that. I did start working on a rewrite of chapter 1, and I'll talk about that here in a second. So I'm going to call that a success, even though it was kind of a kind of begin writing instead of begin writing. So let's get into my recap for the last 2 weeks. So the last time I podcasted was on a Wednesday. So Thursday, I went into the office and Thursday. So that week I decided to just work in the office one day that week. I used a work from home day. I'm glad I did because it snowed like crazy. And at lunch, I did what I could to avoid C's emails. The process has been like this for me the last month or so. Is I'll work on the book on like a Saturday or something. I wasn't taking half day Fridays at the time. I am now. And I would write to her, she would respond, and then I would basically wait like a whole week before I did anything with it. And that's because I wasn't in the mood. It's been a crappy weather month so far for January and going into February now. We had the big blizzard that hit a couple of weeks ago, and I still have a foot of snow on the ground. We haven't seen above freezing. I don't think we've been above 20 in the last week and a half, 20 degrees Fahrenheit, which is in the negative, I know, Celsius. In the last week and a half, it's just been miserable. And today it was 23 degrees. Tomorrow it's going to be colder. Friday it's going to be in the 30s, but we have an Alberta clipper coming through. That's going to give us 1 to 3 inches. But it's going to be in the 30s, so I guess that's good. Then it gets cold again Saturday, Sunday. The next week it starts to break. The temperature starts to get into the 30s with actually no snow on those days, maybe some sun. I just haven't been in the best of moods. I'm not going to call myself miserable, but I do understand what that seasonal whatever depression is, that SAD they call it. I don't know what the A stands for, because I'm not depressed, don't get me wrong, but I'm just miserable sometimes. I come home from work, eat dinner, and go to the couch, and it's just, it's not good. So I'm just kind of glad to get out of it. And I have some exciting news to talk about, but again, I'm going to save this for Rich. I have a couple different things I want to talk about, but I'm going to save it for Rich because I want to have a discussion more than anything, more than just me, again, giving it to you like this, just monotone rambling on here. So Thursday I stayed home that week. This was 2 weeks ago. I only went into the office once that week. I believe it was Wednesday. Might have been Monday. I don't remember. But Thursday I decided to work from home, doing what I could to avoid her emails. Again, it was just a lot of suggested changes, a lot of help with the plot. And a lot of it was about backstory for some of my characters. And she told me, you need to know the backstory well enough that when you start having your character reveal what happened, it makes sense. You're not just kind of making it up on the fly as you're writing it, which makes sense, which I did not do. I thought I had done it, but I did not do very much of it. So she's really working with me on that. At lunch on that day, I played my football game. I have my APBA football game. It's set up right here on the table. I wonder if I can show it to you. If you're watching on YouTube, let's see if I can show it here. Is this it? Yeah, there you go. So if you're watching on YouTube, all you see me twice, which is kind of weird. But this is the game right here. You can see my screen. This is what the game looks like that I play. You got your cards here. You got your screen there with stats. I'm playing a Packers-Lions game right now. So that's kind of what I do. I do that on my lunch break, so I do that after work sometimes. Let me go back to here. Okay, so and let me get my outline back up. So I played that at lunch. In the evening, again, didn't do much of anything. I did manage to get my writing app that I've been talking about for a while now. I got it up online. So it is actually live online for anybody that wants to use it, except I'm not telling anybody about it yet. It's not done yet. It's not in a spot where I want to even give the email, give an account to anyone yet. I do have a couple of people that are going to be beta testers for me, play around with it, let me know what's wrong with it. And then I don't know if I'm going to release it to people or not. I might just use it myself. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with that yet, but I was very excited to actually get it online. That way, if I'm at Chick-fil-A and I want to enter something in there about the characters just to get it in there, I can do it. It's a good way to test it where I'm actually using real data to test it, which is nice. So eventually I might say on this podcast, hey, if you want to use it, email me your email and I will send an invite, but we are not there yet. We are definitely not there yet. So in the evening, didn't do much of anything other than get the thing online, which is great. Friday, I worked from home again, and now we've got the giant snowstorm coming through the U.S. They were predicting that it would start snowing around midnight Saturday, and it would be snowing all day on Sunday. They predicted 9 to 13 inches for us, and that's about what it was. Now, we were lucky because we only got snow. Down south of us, Tennessee, that whole Missouri, that whole area, Mississippi, that whole area, they got ice storms. And I've been in ice storms before. They are not fun. And I know that they're less prepared than we are down there with the infrastructure for ice storms. So you watch some of that video and you're like, oh, that is awful. That is, like, I didn't lose power or anything like that. I literally just got a foot of snow outside, and it hasn't been above 20 degrees in a while. So it was funny. At lunch, I played my football game. I was watching news stories of people like going to the stores and just buying as much bread, milk, and toilet paper as they could. I don't really understand that. It was literally going to be one day. We were able to go back out Monday if we wanted to, so I don't know why people were doing that. At lunch, I continued playing my football game, and then after work, I finished my football game and posted it, and then I just went to the couch pretty early because, again, that's what I've been doing. Avoiding the email that C had sent me earlier in the week, did not want to jump into that, and let's see. I'm not going to get into that because that's my fun news to talk about later. Okay. So Saturday, I was up early and off to Chick-fil-A. Again, the storm wasn't coming until Saturday night. I did stop at a store on my way to get the essentials. The essentials for me, of course, being Reese cups, 6-pack of Pepsi, and some gum. So I was good because I already had food, so I was good. And then I went to Chick-fil-A, opened up C's emails, started responding. I gave her the backstory. I gave her some more stuff in terms of the mystery. Continued going through her notes, and then I sent another email to her. And this is where I began reworking chapter 1. This is where the writing kind of started a little bit. It's funny, when I sent my developmental edit to her, the first one I sent her for the actual developmental edit, she wrote to me and said, chapter 1, your characters they're kind of the same. They don't really have anything that makes them different. You need to work on the description a little better. So I rewrote the entire chapter. I was pretty happy with it. And then when I sent it to her to review, she said, okay, I think I might have tilted you a little bit too much because you have way too much description. You're stopping the story at important parts to give me a paragraph description. You can't do that. So she gave me a better idea of how to do it. And I need to find that Goldilocks zone of right in the middle of not enough description and too much description, somewhere right in the middle. So I started working on that a little bit on chapter 1. And like I said, as I'm writing this, as I'm working on this, I have my writing app online now. So I can actually get it on my computer that I take with me to work, that I take with me to Chick-fil-A in this case, or Panera or whatever. And so I'm actually putting stuff in there as I go, and then I'm copying stuff into Scrivener to make sure that I don't lose it in case I make a bug in my writing app. So that's good. So then Sunday morning, C responded. Now, I did not go anywhere because it snowed literally the entire day. It was snowing when I woke up. It was snowing when I went to bed. So I did ignore her email again because she responded. And then this is the week right here where I just did nothing. There's really not a lot to talk about with last week. Monday, I was supposed to go for a golf fitting. I was supposed to take a half a day and go for a golf fitting for a golf club I want to buy. And I just canceled it, and I ended up working all day because I couldn't drive anywhere because of the snow. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I did nothing. I mean, we didn't have to go into work at all that week. We could stay home the entire week because of the bad weather. So really all I did was work during the day. Did I play my football game at all? I don't think I played my football game at all. And then finally on Wednesday, I was just like, I need to get out of this house. So I scheduled a half a day for myself on Friday to get out of the house. The Thursday, work from home, just nothing. Eat lunch, sit on the couch in the evening, just miserable, just not happy about the stupid weather. And again, we'll talk about that when Rich comes back because I got some plans. Friday, I finally got out of the house. This past Friday. I left around 11. I worked 4 hours and left around 11. Went to Buffalo Wild Wings, continued to work through C's emails to me, take some notes. I sent her another email with questions, but this time I told her I need to narrow this down. I can't just send you a whole bunch of stuff. Let's just start here. And that's what I did. So I asked her 2 or 3 questions revolving around the subplot, and that was it. Gave her some of my ideas, things like that. And let's see. So what I realized was the problem. And this is kind of one of her emails back to me. What I realized was the problem is I was making this too complicated. And she gave me some examples of mysteries. where it's simple. It's this, and I've got this, and then this thing over here that doesn't matter, but I want to put it in there anyway, and then this, and then this thing that's too complicated for the story. She's like, you just need to narrow it down into a couple of key points and go from there. So I started working on that a little bit. Didn't get very far with it. But the funny thing, the thing that I was thinking the whole time that I was at Chick-fil-A was, when I did book 1, I sent it to her for copy editing. She sent it back to me and said, you got a bunch of problems. Do you want a developmental edit? She gave me a developmental edit, and then I just rewrote it and sent it to her. Like there was no dialogue back and forth. I literally just rewrote it and sent it to her for another copy edit, and that was it. It was great. This one is more complicated, and she actually, I didn't ask her, but in one of her emails, she wrote back and said, here's why this one's more complicated, because you've got a subplot that's 17 years old. You've got another double murder over here. You got a family. You have and you have some people on the side. You got a whole bunch of stuff that you're trying to put together into a puzzle, and it's more complicated than the first book because it's more complicated of a story, and which is true. So then Saturday, this is where I want to start writing it. So I continue working on chapter 1. Didn't get very far with it, but I did reread. I did reread some of her emails. She responded back from Friday. Let's see. So then Saturday, I did go to the grocery store. I did grocery order on Saturday. So this is something that I talked about last time. I was going to stop with the grocery delivery from Walmart because on Sundays, every time I would order something, I get like I get the grocery order, but there would be 6 or 7 things that they didn't have. So they just wouldn't bring them to me, which sucked. If you buy carrots and celery and tomatoes and they don't bring me salad mix, I can't make a salad for lunch the next day. So what I decided to do was do it on Saturday. And that way anything that was missing, I would just go get it on Sunday myself. But the thing is that when I did it on Saturday, nothing was missing. And I'm pretty sure nothing was missing because it was Saturday. I think Sunday, people go to the grocery store a lot on Sunday morning, Sunday late or early afternoon. And by the time they go to do my order Sunday night and bring it to me, the shelves are empty. I did it on Saturday. I got everything. It was great. So I would suggest to you, do your grocery orders on Saturday. It was nice. Played my football game. Then I got back to my writer's app a little bit, making some changes for the look and feel more than anything. And then I started working on my plot grid, which is really just my version of the story grid. I want the AI to build it. I don't want to have to do it myself because it's a pain in the butt. And then make it editable so that I can go in and edit it when I need to edit it. And that really, really, again, using ChatGPT to write this software, ChatGPT is not going to put me out of my career, my computer programming career, anytime soon. But it makes it a lot easier for people like me who understand computer programming to write computer programs. It's fantastic. Went to bed super early. I was really tired Saturday. I went to bed at like 9:15. Woke up early, obviously. Went to Panera, and I had logged into my email Sunday morning, and it turns out that Super Editor C had put together a step-by-step. And she wrote to me, she's like, listen, I'm doing this from memory. I'm not at a place where I have my laptop. I'm doing this on my phone. And she put together this long email that was literally step-by-step, each plot point, chapter by chapter, character by character. It's exactly what I needed. And this is why she's the best, because I did not ask her to do this. She just, in the middle of the night, Saturday night, did this. I could not be more grateful for this, because this is the thing that kind of turned the corner for me and got me back into this story and feeling good about this story, about where it is and where it's going. She kept most of what I wanted to keep, which is good. She did change a few things, which is fine. And she spelled it out so well. So I went to Panera, got there around 9:30. And while I was there, I got back to the plotting. So I took her email and literally I pasted it into a Word document. And then one by one, I was moving stuff out of hers and putting it into my chapter by chapter in Scrivener. So then I can go back to chapter 1 and just start writing it in, rewriting it. A lot of the chapters are staying the same. Not much is changing with most of the chapters. I got a couple of new chapters I'm going to add. I'm going to move a couple things around, delete a couple of other ones, and boom, should be done. So the goal is to get done by the end of February. I should be able to. It's a lot less now. She was right the whole time. She kept saying, you don't have many changes here. You just need to work out the plot. You need to understand the plot before you go back to it. And now that I understand it, I'm able to go back to it. And there's really not much. So I'm pretty excited about this. Let's see. Back to the plotting. Came home, worked on my writer's app some more. And then this past Monday, I was off to the office. I was off to work for the first time in a week and a half. While I was there at lunch, I continued to work through the plot. And then came home and ate some dinner and didn't do much of anything else. Yesterday, Tuesday, I worked from home, but I had a dentist appointment at 8 a.m. And I'm going to have to get some teeth fixed, dentists scare me. I don't know about you guys, but dentists frighten me a little bit. Had a cleaning yesterday, so I had to work through lunch. So nothing at lunch writing wise, had to work through lunch. So nothing yesterday writing wise. And then today, Wednesday, went back into the office. So my 2 days for the week are done. I'm home the next 2 days. And again, wasn't able to write at lunch because we had our work fantasy football pizza party that we have every year after the season ends. The losers buy pizza for the winners, and I was in third place. So people bought pizza for me, which was nice. So no writing at all there. And came home a little while ago, had some dinner, and now I am podcasting. And that was the last 2 weeks. So there was a lot of avoiding writing for the first part of it, and then some excitement and getting back into it now for the second part of it. So let me go into my running list of future things to do. Nothing really here. I've got about 3 or 4 different courses. I got some ad stuff that I'm going to look into, but I'm not going to do much marketing until until I have a couple more books out there. So really right now I'm just preparing more to release book 2. And then what do I do about book 1? Can I do some marketing on there to try to get people in there? Like, I'm just looking into it. I did send an email today to Ellie to find out when we can schedule our next appointment. I'm actually looking right now. She did respond. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Let's get something booked. She has good availability. I'm going to look for February. Let me know what time would suit you. So I got to look for a good time, and we're going to talk about my newsletter and my release strategy. That's what we're going to talk about. Those are the main things I want to talk about with her. So I will respond to her. And I addicted to, not much of anything. So I do have something that's going to be fun. It's going to be a whole story. But again, I want to talk to Rich about this than just me spouting it off kind of like where I am right now. So then we go to my schedule here. Again, these quick hits are short, but I just want to let you know we're still alive. And, I'm still alive and I'm podcasting. I'm just waiting for Rich to take care of what he needs to take care of. And then he'll be back. And we'll be back to full podcasts after that. So looking at this coming week for me, Thursday, tomorrow, I'm working from home. I will do some writing at lunch. I'll probably walk across the street to the library and do that. So Friday, I'm working from home again, but it'll be another half a day. I will say that my big exciting news revolves around the fact that I'm probably not going to go to Vegas this year. And that's because I'm saving that money for something else. And if you've heard me talk about how much I hate the snow and how much I hate this area, you might have an idea of what I'm talking about. But I'll get into that more specifically when Rich is back. So Friday, I'm going to do a half a day. That not going to Vegas opens up 4 more half a days, 2 more full vacation days. So 4 more half a days. So I started taking them now. So I did one last week. I'm doing one this week. And that's where I'll really get into the writing big time, because I'll have a couple hours, more than I usually would on a work lunch break. So Friday I'll work from home, and then I'll go to probably Buffalo Wild Wings for a few hours and get into the heart of this editing that I need to do. Saturday and Sunday, same thing. I'll work on book 2 some more in both mornings. I'll go to Chick-fil-A on Saturday. I'll probably do Panera on Sunday. It's Super Bowl Sunday. The Super Bowl doesn't start till like 6:30. I could wait until lunch and go to lunch if I want to on Sunday, because I'm not the biggest Panera fan, and there are some good lunch places around here that open at like 11. So we'll see what happens there. I'm sure I'll play some games. I got the football here. I'll play some games, and I bought a baseball game that allows me to do stats. So I'm gonna get the baseball game out also over the next week or so. So next week, I'll watch the Super Bowl Sunday night. Next week's kind of tricky. We got some nice weather throughout the week, it looks like. I had originally said I'm going to go in, work from home on Monday, go into the office Tuesday, Wednesday. Each of those 3 days, regardless of where I work, I'm going to write at lunch and continue going through this. I have a goal in here to begin writing. I've kind of already cheated and started that. So I'm not going to make a goal right now. The goal is to just get deep into the editing of all these. I don't know how far I'm going to get. It depends. So I'm just going to say, let's get into this rewriting, this editing that I have to do. And that's pretty much it. That's all I have. I know it's only about 25 minutes long, but again, without Rich, it's just kind of me talking. And you're getting, this is the original podcast right here. This is what it was back in the day for the first, 100 episodes. It was just me talking. And then finally Lindsay, my sister, joined up. And then when she left, Rich joined in, and it actually became a discussion podcast, which I like. So, He'll be back at some point, and we'll get going. But for now, that's going to be it for another quick hit. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, everyone. And I'll be back probably next week. It looks like I'm going to dive into the writing. I did not do a podcast last week because I just didn't do anything. But I'm going to dive back into it this week. So I'll be back next week to update you on where I'm at. And we'll take it from there. So thanks a lot, everyone. I'll talk to you next time.